Your notes today are on circumference of circles. Let's review a little bit of our circle vocabulary. A circle is a set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the center. So in other words, here's the point in the center. Around the outside, all of these points around the outside are the same distance from the center. The diameter goes all the way across the circle from one side to the other, and then the radius is the distance from the center to the edge. So diameter goes all the way across, radius is from the center to the edge. And then circumference, it goes all the way around. And if we cut this line right here and laid it out flat for a straight line, we would be able to measure it and tell what the circumference of that circle was. We're also going to be able to use a formula to find the circumference of that circle. So let's remember that if it's radius from here to here and radius from there to there, that's two radiuses, radii, that make up one diameter. So there's two radii in one diameter. All right. Our formulas for circumference of a circle, there are two of them. The first one we're going to talk about is circumference equals pi times diameter. Now remember pi, you probably used it as the number 3 last year. This year we're going to be using 3.14 mostly. Sometimes you'll use 3, sometimes you'll use 3.14. You're going to have to look at your directions. In this example, find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 7.5 centimeters. So we're going to take the diameter times pi. We're going to use 3.14 for pi here. And when you multiply the diameter times pi, you get 23.55 centimeters. Okay, so the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 7.5 centimeters is about 23.55 centimeters. Now we say about because pi does not end with the numbers 1, 4. It goes on forever. So it's impossible to make an exact calculation with a rounded pi of 3.14. Okay, the other formula that we'll be using for circumference is 2 pi r, 2 times pi times radius. Now we have circumference equals pi times diameter. And what diameter is, if you'll recall from the first picture we looked at, diameter is just 2 of the radius put together. So 2 radius. That's where our formula of 2 and r come from. So if we take diameter here and we replace it with 2r, now circumference can be pi times 2 times r, but more commonly you'll see circumference written as 2 times pi times r with the number first and the variables second. That's how it's usually written. Okay, let's take a look at some examples. We're going to do a couple of examples. Find the circumference of each of the following circles. From your star reference sheet, write the general formula first. Then write the formula with the information from the problem. Last, label your answer. Looking at number 1, we're given the radius. So which of these formulas would we use if we needed, if we have the radius? We're going to use circumference equals 2 pi r. So I'm going to write in the formula, circumference equals 2 times pi times r. And then I'm going to fill in the formula with the numbers that I know. I don't know the circumference yet. I know we've got 2. I know pi is 3.14. And I know the radius is 6. Okay, and then you're going to be able to use your calculators, and you're going to take 2 times 6 and get 12. And then you're going to take 12 times 3.14. And the answer for that is going to be 37.68 feet. Okay, it's a linear measurement. It's not feet squared. So 2 times 3.14 times 6 ends up being 12 times 3.14. And then when we multiply that out with our calculator, we get 37.68. Let's take a look at another one. Number 2, this time we're given the diameter. So the formula we're going to use here is circumference equals pi times diameter. Filling in that formula, circumference equals 3.14 times 20, which was the diameter. So we're going to go ahead and take your calculator. 3.14 times 20 is 62.8. So our circumference here is 62.8 centimeters. Okay, and one more example. Looking at this soda can, all we're interested in is circumference. So all we really want to know is how far around the end of the can. The base of the can is a circle. We want to know how far around that can. So if we know that the diameter of the soda can is 3 inches, we can use C equals pi d. And filling it in, we don't know circumference, but we know that pi, we're going to use 3.14, and diameter is 3 inches. So now we just have to take 3.14 times 3 to get our circumference, which ends up being 9.42 inches. Okay, we're going to talk some more about this in class, and you'll be doing an assignment.